Hello there, beautiful Gemini energies, and welcome back to my Tarot Nook. I'm hoping all is well and good with you. Let's go ahead and check in here, Gemini, and see what's going on with you. What are the messages that you need to know are here at this time? All right, what's going on with Gemini and what's going on with Gemini in love? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising energies. We're just gonna do just a full-on tarot reading today. No extra cards, no fluff, no muss, no fuss, just nice and simple. I'll do a 9-card spread for you. We're starting off with the 4 of Cups. We also have the 7 of Cups in reverse. Wow, with the 9 of Cups. The 8 of Pentacles in reverse, the World. We also have the 8 of Swords in reverse. You have a theme. And we have the Ace of Swords with the 3 of Cups. All right, make sure stuff isn't as crooked as I think it's looking, but I hope not. Okay, we also have the 5 of Cups in reverse here for you. All right, so let's go ahead and tap in. And we also have, wow, the Wheel of Fortune is here to speak for you. All right, sorry about that. I actually had to take a phone call and I was trying to pause and then I unpaused and then whatever, but here we are. So your overall energy right now, Gemini, you're showing up as the Wheel of Fortune. Let me make sure nothing is crooked for you here before I get started. All right, so does it feel crooked? I feel like, yeah, I think we're good, I guess. It's just whatever. I guess it's like the angle of things, whatever. Let's get going. Let's get going. Every day is a new adventure with my camera. Because it swivels. It's right up top right there. Every day is an adventure, that's for sure. Okay. Let's get things back on track. Wow. Gemini, let's get started. How about that? Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune here, or your current energy, there's a desire to kind of have something grow, materialize, take off. Luck is on your side here. In general, I feel like something for some of you, something may have changed or ended or is about to change. Or a new start is coming, for example, and it's going to happen like kind of out of nowhere because something may have like something that from the past you may feel like the door was shut or something was like put on hold, and it feels like it's coming back. All right, so there's change, there's inevitable change here coming for you. All right, it feels like your love life could be at some type of a crossroad, where like things are kind of there's opportunities that are coming through. Okay, so an opportunity to, like, for example, walk, or opportunity to return, opportunity to fix something. All right, it's going to bring about significant change, whatever you're going to decide or end or begin, because of it's going to bring luck, it's going to bring you positivity, it's going to align with your fate. It's going to be fated anyway, so it's kind of like what this is about. I do feel like some of you here, there's a need to have some sort of freedom. So whatever is ending or changing is going to bring you that sense of happiness or freedom, or, the freedom to be yourself with somebody in the case of having a partner coming through. All right. But the shift is happening, like, and I feel like, even though things may feel a little daunting or exhausting right now, or it feels like there might not be an end in sight, some truth, some clarity is coming through, some things, fast moving outcomes here. So if something has been kind of like chilling and kind of like stagnating, stewing, simmering for like months, whatever, the shift and the change for that is going to happen. The direction is going to be provided. You'll know what to do. All right. There's a lot of personal growth here taking place. A lot of, also the possibility of a new love, or transforming an existing relationship. So that change is happening around those areas. Okay, so with the 4 of Cups, all right, we have a Cancer energy. The current state of things for you, where they come, like in terms of love, like where you are centered right now, you might be feeling a little kind of distracted or disengaged, maybe not even feeling emotionally fulfilled. It's Cancer energy here, and this relationship is on your mind. You might be looking some kind of opportunity here. You might be like overlooking something that's like right in front of you. This, by the way, it's up about you. This is about energies around you and like outcomes. So it does feel like there could be, you might be overlooking an opportunity, or you're wondering if the person that you're dealing with is overlooking something, like they're not paying attention, or are they kind of dismissing something. All right, so there's a room for something to grow emotionally, become emotionally fulfilling. All right, but it's just kind of something that's holding you back. It does feel like it could be due to the past disappointments. Also, it's showing up a little bit here, or just kind of currently feeling a little dissatisfied, like maybe you're not being understood, you're not being heard, you're not being acknowledged, validated. This is not just about like words being done. This is actions of people, or the person that you're thinking about. This is what they're doing or not doing. Okay, it could be anything. The Seven of Cups in reverse. All right, we have a Scorpio. I have, like what your heart truly desires here. It's just coming through. You want some clarity, okay? You want some clarity from the confusion. There's some options here that are in front of you. Some of them could be fantasy based. Some of them could have been like elusive, kind of like pretending and portraying that things can kind of take off or materialize, but they're really not going anywhere. And like, what about all these options that I have in terms of what I can choose or not choose? Like, it does feel like the options are offered to you as like a way to kind of, emotionally or relationship wise kind of get something back on track. So like your person could be offering all these things, but it's like, what are the actual options? Because it's like some of it has to be tangible. It has to be like realistic, and it's feeling more fantasy. It's feeling more like it's made up to kind of, to kind of like sort, like to kind of like, like get over an argument, or just put something, like close something out, and not kind of, like somebody here does not want to be put on the spotlight with giving some answers. All right. So I do feel like you're also, it's interesting because we have the Four Cups here that talks about introspection, taking a step back, thinking about what it is that you want. But here, you've been entertaining too much fantasy with this person or with this situation, and reality is not kicking in for them. Okay, it's more like about the hype, the fun, or whatever. It's like the responsibility part of things is just not there. And I feel like, there's a very passionate energy about you here that wants, like, desires something deeper, more meaningful, like authentic. Okay, like a very authentic connection. You want to cut through the illusions right now. It's kind of like what your heart desires. So it's kind of like honeymoon phase is over. Where am I in your life? How do you really feel about me? Are we just like hangout friends where we go do things and then make, like where are we in the situation? And so it's kind of like you're wanting some type of direction, and not just have like options that don't align with like how you're feeling. All right. So it kind of just, I don't know, it feels like some sort of direction here would help you. Okay. So I feel like you're wanting something that's meaningful, something that's real. The emotional bonds here, you don't want them just to be felt, but you want them to be understood. Like you want to have like a meaningful connection with someone, but you also want reciprocation, right? So like equal reciprocity, like, like, I don't know, you maybe kind of fulfill their fantasies. Well, what about your fantasies, right? So something like that. The Nine of Cups here. My question for this card for you is, what do you need to know about your current relationship status? All right. So you're like, well, I know what I need to know. That's fine. Maybe we're going to emphasize something that stands out. That's going to say something like, oh yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I have been thinking about this. So something along those lines. It doesn't have to be majorly kind of like groundbreaking. So with the Knight of Cups, beautiful Geminis, this is a Pisces energy. We have cards that desire growth when it comes to relationships and a love connection here. An emotionally sound or emotionally tuned in, like an aligned connection. Okay, that's kind of like where we are. And then with the Knight of Cups, the current status for you in general, I'm looking at, it's like the wish card. Okay, so it's like your emotional wishes. I feel like you had emotional desires and wishes that you want to fulfill, but there's emotional fulfillment anyway if you allow it to happen for you, because I feel like for some of you, it could just very well be that we're not tuned in to what's in front of us again. So it could also be there's a misalignment, so you guys are not seeing things on the same page. You're just not on the same page, but not in a negative way. So like it could just be that love language, the love language is different, or just you have different style of like showing and sharing emotions and love. And there's just a lot of growth that's still necessary in here. Okay, so your connection could be online or offline, that's fine, but that's kind of like where things sit with you, in terms of like your connection with this energy. All right, I feel like there's a lot of satisfaction here. All right, but it does come across that, with luck on your side, you're gonna have a lot of appreciation for the things that you have. And to me, that just means like if you do make a choice to step away, depart, disconnect, not reconnect with somebody, it is because it's by fate for you to happen in that way. The ending is meant to happen because you do deserve to go looking for that fulfillment, or finding it. You're not looking because you're desperate. You're finding, you're searching, you're looking for somebody that resonates with you, not just, there could be fun days, but then, that becomes more like, it puts the relationship in a place where it's questioning its like authenticity, or it's like continuance. It's kind of like when people want to party and you're at the party and that's the only time, but then after that it's like, there's a sense of disconnection, and it's like, well, weren't we just at the party and we're having fun? So it just feels like there's an energy that is intermittent. Okay, so it's like, well, what makes you happy then? What's going to make you happy? Like, what's your happiness bucket going to look like for you? And is that person going to be in it? All right, so moving on. I feel like the person that you're thinking about, let's check in here with their intentions. Okay, so this is the person you're thinking about. It's what you're thinking, what you want. All right, so let's get back on this lane. The 8, we have 2 8s, by the way. We have the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse showing up. All right, we have a Virgo energy, and I feel like this is somebody that's not focusing on fully committing. They're putting in just a little bit of work, or not as much as you would want or you would expect, or anyone would expect. They do just enough, kind of get things going. They're not as passionate about things. It feels like they could be like in a place where they're like critical of themselves, critical of things. They have like opinions and thoughts about everything. It's kind of like, why bother do this to the full potential if so-and-so is going to get promoted and get the money? They look at things like that all the time. Like, why should I bother do more extra if the input is not going to be the same? So they struggle balancing like reality versus expectations versus like, what's important to be acted on here. And I feel like this is somebody that is just, right now, they may feel like, you're not seeing, honestly, I feel like your relationship here, your situation could be just due to like clarity, self-discovery and self-growth together and apart. Because this is somebody, I feel like Gemini, they're like, why don't you understand me? Why don't you get me? This is how I am. So there could be just something here with the way we're applying logical thinking that's kind of, expectations versus reality versus kind of like just how to like maybe not have a whole lot of expectations. But it's not an excuse for this person to not put in the work or to be lazy, for example. I feel like, this is somebody that's a very meticulous person, so it's like they're very insistent on what they're thinking and believing to stick, to be where it's at, to be there, and so it's kind of like they slack off by kind of having like a blanket opinion of things. Okay, so I feel like this is somebody that they're focusing too much on perfection here, or just the perfect things, and they're not working or fixing on the things that are not great or perfect. They don't want to, or they resist it. It's not like they don't want to. It's just they make things challenging unnecessarily. All right, so it just keeps things in a lot, like in a limbo for you here, consistency wise. So the World card here. Okay, so wow, this is the last card in the deck, by the way. This is a Saturn card. It's an Earth card, but it's a double Saturn. So we have a certain person that thinks in a way where I feel like they're not positive. They don't see themselves in a good or positive way, or they, again, perhaps they could sound a little kind of like bitter and kind of like things are going to end anyway, like doom and gloom type of energy, or why try, why bother. But in the center here, I feel like, this is somebody that I feel like they see you as a super important person. You're a significant part of their world, that you really are. I don't feel like they want an ending or an outcome that just kind of removes you from their life. I don't, you know, I don't feel like you're interested in like completely breaking up or completely leaving your energy if you've already like taken a break, I guess. But we have multiple endings here and an opportunity for a new beginning. The new beginning here, whatever that is, whatever that offers, especially because the Wheel of Fortune is saying, hey, let's dump out the things that are just like, we're carrying some weight here that's really kind of holding stuff back for no reason, and it's causing a disorder for no reason. So let's shift our thinking. And I feel like the World card, this is somebody that, you know, just needs to kind of accept things for what they are, accept your feelings and how you're seeing things. But you know, they're going to want to see, you know, it's going to have to be an equal give and take here. But it does feel like this is somebody that is a little disappointed. It's like disappointment is like right here. Something is just kind of feeling a little, they feel a little disappointment. They'd like a fresh start. All right. They want to plan forward. They want to see, they would like to see progress, but they're not optimistic people in general. Again, this is just who they are right now. That's kind of like where their walk is. Okay. But I feel like this is somebody, you know, because it's underneath the, 4 hours, the Seven of Cups in reverse, it just feels like there's a little bit of a misalignment. Okay, it just feels like maybe there's high expectations or perhaps high demands, or you know, perspective change, you know, or shift in how things are. But we are looking energetically that the desire, the overall way forward, the overall energy for this reading is to kind of get back on a place where things are on track. We have this luck on our side. Things are working out. There's a karmic cycle here that could be kind of also, you could be going through a karmic cycle with this person. So you're having to do like self-evaluation checkpoints, you know, to see what you want in your life with this person and everything, how meaningful things are. But they're also kind of going through that. And in the mix of all of that, because of the Wheel of Fortune, things are I feel like you're shaking things up. Okay. So because you're shaking, because you're thinking, it's like you're ready for like an upgrade of some sort with this person. It doesn't have to be like I don't know, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It's just that maybe this person is just not in a place where they want to overly commit into something that they may not be able to kind of deliver on. All right. And it could be still because of they're being lazy. It could be. The Eight of Swords in the reverse. This is an wow, you're here. Gemini energy, Jupiter as well. So multiple cards here that elude or, you know, focus on the growth aspect in things. All right. I feel like with the Eight of Swords, you know, there's mental blocks and issues that this person needs to overcome. They're dealing with a lot of that. Even with communicating, okay, they're kind of keeping a blind eye to things, keeping things kind of not too serious, not too heavy. They are dealing with overcoming some challenges themselves when it comes to romance. They could be a little bit of a gaslighter all in one, honestly, and they could have made things feel a little kind of unfair. There's a sense here where this is somebody that may not be emotionally focused on a strong like a full-blown emotional connection. All right, where there's feelings and emotions and talking and whispering and hugging and cuddling. They may not be that kind of person. All right. I do feel like there's a need here to be released. Somebody's feeling trapped. But I feel like they're feeling trapped because of their negative thinking and their misunderstandings, because we have multiple Saturns here, and the Sun for them is also showing up in the reverse with the Virgo card. So I don't know. It does feel to me that this is somebody that's withholding, all right, pulling back a little bit. Unable to make a decision here, or feeling a little scattered. I feel like the biggest issue is communication here to overcome these challenges. You know, speaking your truth, speaking what you want, how you want it, or them being honest with you. And I feel like they may not be giving you the honest answer to things. They may just be withholding how they truly feel right now. Okay, so. The Ace of Swords, looking forward, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Again, your energy's popping in. Some type of a breakthrough is coming through. For this question, I have like, what are opportunities here for growth in your present connection? What would you want to grow? What would be necessary for growth? What would be necessary? Because we have a lot of Saturn and we have a lot of Jupiters here, okay? So with the Sun in reverse, obviously. So I feel like, you know, some type of the best method would be, you know, looking at things from communicating, having some type of, you know, plan to address the hidden elephant in the room. And also because of that, and if it is, I feel like if it's approached with compassion, and there's going to be some type of a breakthrough. You may even be able to say, hey, this is kind of like I have my hands very close to me, but you may be the one that's thinking, hey, well, I got the answers I needed, or I have it for me, whatever you need. So you have direction for where you want things to be, and maybe, things will land where, is best for you. I do feel like I'm pulling more of a Libra power off of this one, simply because of the fairness that's important here. I feel like there's a new beginning, okay? So there's a breakthrough, but it's going to be in the way of thinking. So if we shift kind of and realign how we're thinking, ending the things that are just like not working, but rebuilding or building more on the things that do work, I feel like there could be some type of, overall satisfaction coming through. All right. But balance here in the relationship and justice. Okay, so we're the clarity that we need to focus on. Are things balanced? How do we need to balance them? If they're not balanced, what do I want? And are things clear? Am I getting the truth? Am I feeling that confident? Am I feeling that I'm getting the insights here? You're not going to reject the offer. Your person won't reject the offer, but the decisions that you guys want to make for yourselves is coming through with this Ace of Swords. All right, and I feel like there's an opportunity for truth, like real truth, to cut through the lies, the deceits, like a clean slate. It's coming through over and over again. All right, so that's beautiful. I like that. I like that a lot. I feel like there's just with this like new like sense of clarity, intentions, it's gonna help, like it's honestly gonna help you both mature in just in relationships in general. Okay, because I feel like, again, communication is coming through as key to addressing the issues and the situations here. All right, so let's go ahead and dig in with the Three of Cups in reverse. This is a Cancer. Again, communication is popping in a little bit here, but it's really more in the reverse. It's more about miscommunications, or excuse me. So in terms of where this relationship is headed, I feel like some of you may be kind of going through like a cooling off phase, or thinking about cooling things off. All right. Maybe things are just kind of a little much. Cooling off could be, I don't know, maybe not doing too much social engagements with other people. Cooling off from maybe hanging out, partying, I don't know, doing things extra, maybe cooling it off with your person specifically. But there's a little bit of a cool off period, simply because there's misunderstandings, and we have such a sense of withdrawal here emotionally. It feels like somebody's feeling not as valued, or not as present in the relationship. Like their presence is there, but if it's gone, it's not missed. But I feel like the person that's causing this is not emotionally connected person, and they misunderstand things. So it's kind of like, really, it's kind of like, I'm just gonna throw this out there because it's something that happens sometimes in my life. Not to me, but to people I know. Like, I'll get a text, oh, well, I just saw the ambulance outside, or the police cars are here. Okay, so you think they're coming? Well, did you do something? No. Well, then why would they be here? You know what I mean? Or something like that. Or, hey, are you okay? I'm seeing the ambulance. Well, yeah, man, I'm fine. So same with this person. Like, unless you say A, B, C, D, E, they are not going to dig deeper. They're not going to go further. They're not going to inquire. They don't have it to that point yet where they're that entangled emotionally. So you might be feeling strongly for them a certain way. They don't want you out of their life. They want you in it. They would rather talk about things, but they're not understanding, or the misunderstanding is causing clashing. Okay, and I think maybe some of you specifically might be overthinking this. You might be overthinking this. There's a lot of success here. I feel that could, that there's potential, but the things that need to kind of be looked at and addressed, okay, like the overthinking, or stealing, like dimming your joy, dimming your light because you're feeling a certain way or sensing certain things. If those things don't get talked about or hashed out or exposed or peeled off, and kind of kind of like, hey, tell me I'm wrong. This is what I'm thinking. If that stuff just does not happen, you're going to be stuck in your thoughts, in your mind a little bit more, Gemini, than you need to be, and that's not going to be fair to your overall well-being. All right. So the Five of Cups here, action steps, things to kind of improve, or things that may just kind of offer a full you know, set of changes. I feel like, again, we have a lot of water cups or water. We have a lot of cups, emotions showing up here. I feel like this is a point where, you know, you may still be feeling a little disappointment, maybe feeling like things are set back. I feel like you're gaining a lot of perspective, or you're getting the perspective that you need, or you soon will, to decide what you want. All right. So I feel like you need to be focusing on like what can be salvaged and what has been lost, because we can't look at over at spilled milk. And I feel like this is somebody that kind of does not want to end things, but they also don't want to look back either. It's kind of like their attitude is kind of peeling in. So you know, if this is somebody that's not emotionally satisfying you, if they're bringing you, you know, confusion, heartache, struggles, uncertainties, you know, just kind of, you need to like get yourself in a place where you're like thinking about what you need for you to get back on track, because you don't want to have regrets. You don't want to get stuck with somebody waiting and waiting and waiting, hoping, for example, or you might, but you don't want to be in a place where you're regretting what you're doing. Okay. So it's about fixing something that's not being fixed, and it's about finding peace. All right. So some of you truly might be just moving on. All right. I feel like the biggest advice here is honestly to forgive, and heal, and look forward to what can be rebuilt and renewed. Because again, this is somebody that's not ready to like completely release you. So, you know, it's not going to be like, oh, okay, Gemini, I'm done talking to you. They're not dismissing you at all. They're just not hooked, okay, on the certain path as you are. And again, you have the opportunity to kind of make decisions that work for you, but also forgiving yourself here, okay, healing for yourself, not just the relationship. If you feel like this is an ending that needs to be paused for now, and then resetting somehow, then, you know, you need to kind of get yourself in a place where you're okay with yourself emotionally, you're happy, and you're content. All right. And even though this is a card in the reverse, the Five of Cups is in the reverse, it's also about also giving up something that, you know, is not working for you. Okay. Now, if this person is not going to be emotionally attached, or they just have a problem with that, and that is some like a love language of yours where emotional connection is important, or, you know, through actions and stuff, then, you know, that there's a decision here to make. Okay. There's a decision here to make. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. This was a tarot only reading. I have not done something like this, I think, ever on my channel, or maybe I've done it maybe once, like a long time ago. But if you enjoyed this, of course, let me know what's going on with you in the comments, or let me know what part of the reading resonated. My goal is to keep the readings positive, optimistic at this time. I'm not doing a who's talking about you reading. I'm doing something that hopefully can give you insights. This is the intention for this reading, and yes, I'm saying it towards the end because I didn't want to distract you in the very beginning. But if you're still here with me, let me know in the comments, you guys. I would sincerely appreciate it. Like the video if you enjoyed the reading. Also, subscribe if you're new, and if you're returning, welcome back. Give the video, give the channel a chance, and subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you very, very soon in the next one. Yeah, I love you all so much, Gemini, and I'll see you soon. Bye.